Dave. Dave.
What was that?
This is the ghost of Christmas Day.
Yeah, stop now.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. You awake?
I'm awake now. Yes, thank you.
It's nearly Christmas morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to kind of like get a bit of self-tan or something because you're looking very ghostly.
I know, I just can't get rid of these chains either. They're kind of weighing me down. I don't know what's up with that.
Oh.
I'm like dressed in some kind of a shroud. Anyway, we press on.
Welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Nearly Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Welcome to the Problematic Gaze. We are Dr. Liana, that's me.
I'm Dave Moore.
And each episode we take a piece of pop culture from yesteryear, asking ourselves the questions: could you get away with it today? If not, why not? And what does that say about society and culture then and now?
And before we take a deep dive into our chosen topic, we'll look at the news events of the day, we'll look at the cultural, TV and film landscape, and we'll also look at the pop charts, just to put our chosen show and year into context. That being said, we are on the final week of our Christmas curation.
Yes.
Which has slightly deviated a little bit away from our problematic elements in some respects, because we're kind of celebrating Christmas. No one wants to get bogged down and be too deep and heavy about things.
Yes.
The start of our Christmas month was bogged down a little bit, wasn't it?
It was. It's like a dim and distant memory now.
I know.
Yeah.
That was Downton Abbey, and then we moved on to It's a Wonderful Life, which did cause a lot of online controversy with our views.
When we had a lovely palate cleanser with Morecambe and Wise.
Which was just fabulous. Couldn't find anything problematic about that.
No. And now we take the teletardis forward to 1988 for a very cynical piece of Christmas. Blackadder's Christmas Carol.
Yes,
Yeah.
from 1988.
Yes. What's your relationship with Blackadder in general?
Well,
Margo?
Blackadder in general, it's a national institution, isn't it, in the UK and internationally as well. Some of our international listeners might be aware of it. If not, we'll tell you all about it later on. But Blackadder, UK TV comedy, I loved it. Towards the tail end, that's when I started to watch it more with the fourth series, Blackadder Goes Forth, set during the First World War.
Right.
But then subsequently went back and rewatched the other ones, loved Queenie in Blackadder 2, Miranda Richardson as Elizabeth II. And
Elizabeth
yes,
the First.
Elizabeth I. Sorry, I'm getting the queens mixed up.
Very
Not like
easy
me.
to do, yeah.
But yeah, really enjoyed it. Really like it. And if it's on, if it comes on repeats and stuff, I'll still watch it, etc. Rowan Atkinson, obviously, star of the show.
Yeah.
Amazing. But also starred a myriad of national British legends.
Yes, indeed.
Of the acting world.
Indeed.
Yes. What about you?
I loved all the Blackadders and watched them from the very beginning. Although the first series did scare me a lot because I was only 10, but me and my dad used to watch them. And then I remember when Blackadder 2 came on and everyone on the playground was just copying the insults that Blackadder used to throw at Baldrick. I remember watching the third one, not liking it as much because I didn't really get the Regent's period at that point.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, I really enjoy it. And then, of course, sobbed with the rest of the nation at the end of Blackadder Goes Forth, which I still think is one of the most powerful pieces of television ever created.
Yes, agreed.
So yeah, adored it. Absolutely adored it. So I was really looking forward to watching these. I remember watching this when it came out and just thinking it was hilarious, the Christmas one.
Yes.
I just loved the subversion of the traditional Christmas. Regular listeners might know that Christmas, I just find it all a bit extra.
Yeah.
So this is right up my strasse.
Yeah, so the Blackadder's Christmas Carol from 1988, it was kind of a one-off special, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't part of any of the series, but we will talk about Blackadder in general
That's
a bit
right.
later down the line and see where Blackadder's Christmas Carol fits in to the lineage
Yes,
of Blackadder.
Indeed. So 1988, should we find out what was happening in the UK in the year 1988?
Let's cross over to the news desk.
Okay, on the 5th of January, actor Rowan Atkinson,
Oh,
we're gonna
very
hear a lot
apt.
about him, yeah, launches the new Comic Relief charity appeal, and on the 5th of February, the first BBC Red Nose Day raises £15 million for charity. I remember everybody buying a little red nose.
Yes,
Put on.
red nose,
Yeah.
and it pinched your nose, didn't it then? They were the very kind of crude first-generation red noses.
Yes, take them off after like 2 minutes because you stop breathing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember being at school. What year would I have been in? Maybe fourth year, third year, fourth year. And yeah, it was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And everyone came to school, like Cities Day and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
People
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
around with buckets.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing because it was the first time a kind of telethon event was focused on comedy.
Yes.
Because they could all be kind of a little bit dry, couldn't they? A bit of variety.
Yeah,
and-
Children in Need was often just people sitting naked in baths of baked beans, wasn't it? And
Exactly.
very earnest, whereas this felt a bit more irreverent.
Yes.
A bit more. Yeah, it was. I remember everybody was getting very excited. Nothing ages somebody like saying I was in the 3rd or 4th year at school, by the way, because now I'd be like, I was the 9th or 10th grade.
Yes.
You know?
No one knows what you're talking about now. When my little niece and nephew, well, they're not so little now, they're in their teens, but I'm like, what year are you in? And they're, 7, 9.
What? Are you 24?
Why do they have to change things? Why can't it
things stay
be
the
like
same?
the old
Yeah.
days?
Yeah.
Things ain't what they used to be,
Et
and all that
cetera,
shit.
etc.
Yeah. Okay. So on the 22nd of January, some dark news here. Let's get this over with. Colin Pitchfork is sentenced to life imprisonment after admitting the rape and murder of 2 girls in Leicestershire in 1983 and 1986. It's the first conviction for murder in the UK based on DNA evidence. So a real step forward in forensics and catching people.
Absolutely, yeah. And despite what you might hear in the press about crime being rampant and stuff, crime is consistently going down because of DNA.
Yeah.
It's actually quite difficult to commit crimes and get away with them, provided we've got enough policemen, obviously, but that's a whole different argument.
That is, yes.
But yeah, good news out of a horrible situation.
Yes. So, do you know what? With DNA, I always think what Agatha Christie would have done with DNA.
Yeah.
It would have been a very short novella, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff is, if you think about all those films as well, if you just had a mobile phone, you could sort it out. And
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
On the 9th of March, it is revealed that the average price of a house in Britain, get ready for this, reached £60,000 at the end of last year, compared to £47,000 in December 1986. Good news, you might think. However, a month later, it's reported the house price boom has boosted wealth in London and the South East by £39 billion over the last 4 years, compared with an £18 billion slump in Scotland and the northwest of England. Now, we see real here a north-south divide. And part of it is the deregulation of the city brought under Thatcher. So suddenly London is becoming this vast influx of international money, and it's just getting richer and richer and richer to the detriment of everywhere else.
Well, Northerners, they haven't got a pot to piss in. It's all right saying, house prices have increased, therefore if you sell your house, you get more money for it. But if you haven't got your house in the first place, and no one wants to buy your house because it's just that industry's flat, then it's tough shit for you, isn't it, basically, for everybody in the north.
Yes. And, you know, it's interesting because London has always been considered a brain drain on the rest of the country, going back to the 17th century when it starts to become this huge city. And by the 18th century, London is the biggest city in the world. And it's chewing up people from all around the country. And even then, people are complaining that it's becoming this vast, unmanageable, wealthy, but also this huge inequality within the city itself. And here we are, that's writ large, right there.
Okay, so let's move on to royal news. On the 10th of March, the Prince of Wales, now Charles III, narrowly avoids death in an avalanche while skiing in Switzerland. Major Hugh Lindsay, the former equerry to the Queen, is killed. Yes, that was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Charlie nearly
very much faced his mortality at that point. Yeah. In May, the first group of 16-year-olds sits the new GCSE examinations, replacing both the O-level and CSE.
Along with calls that, they've dumbed it down, it's easier now, isn't it? So always the same. Isn't
always
it? Every year.
Always the same.
Yeah, I remember taking GCSEs 2 years after this.
Yeah,
so...
I was the year before you, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Go on, say it.
Because you're a year older than me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I do remember looking at an O-level paper for history, because I did history, and they weren't much harder, the questions. But I think the thing was at GCSEs, it was all about the results you got as opposed to O-levels, which I understand was more about the arguments and stuff you put forward. It was very much a more empirically based examination. Hence the accusations of dumbing down, I suspect.
I see. And it all didn't just hinge on the exam. There was coursework that you were graded on.
Yeah, I think depending on... That. Yes, that's right. Depending on what you took,
Yeah. Long time ago now, that 35 years ago.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, so on the 24th of May, the Local Government Act becomes law. The controversial Section 28 prevents local authorities from promoting homosexuality. Big deal, that, wasn't it?
Big deal, because it was shit. That's
was
shit. I remember getting bullied at school in a German class. And the teacher asked me to walk up to the blackboard to write some things on. And the boys at the back going, puff, the gay boy about this. And she couldn't do anything.
No.
Couldn't do a thing.
She couldn't say, let's sit down and have a discussion about this, about why you feel this way.
No. So I remember writing the stuff on the board as they continued to shout at me. And I had to go back to my seat. Just felt such a burning sense of shame inside myself. And just, what a shitty thing to do.
Up a generation psychologically. You know, it's punching people when they're down. You know, and if you're a young lad like we were, or a young girl growing up, in this time, being taught, obviously, human reproduction in biology, but then not being taught, actually, if this isn't you, if you don't fit into this mould, if you're not a boy who fancies a girl or a girl who loves a boy very much, then what do? You can't say to them, don't worry about it, it's fine. It's
ghastly.
Ridiculous. It's gagging people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dear, yes. Oh, anyway, okay, so on the 2nd of June, US President Ronald Reagan makes a visit to the UK, another conservative arsehole.
Yes, him and Thatcher are having a proper loving at this point, aren't they? You know, the pair of them.
He didn't like the gays either.
No, he didn't. Didn't like the gays. Was very happy when they were dying off.
Yes.
He'd do bugger all to stop the fight of AIDS and stuff until it was straight people getting affected as well. Even Nancy was best friends with Rock Hudson, dropped him like a ton of bricks. Once you found out he had AIDS. Oh, people are fucking horrible. And not all people. We hasten to add, our gazers aren't. You're not horrible, you're lovely.
Yes, you are.
On the 18th of July, Paul Gascoigne, a 21-year-old midfielder.
Have we gone wrong?
I think we've gone wrong.
Yes, this isn't what happened in rehearsal, is it? Have I skipped one? Oh, okay. Anyway, you read this one.
Okay. On the 18th of July, Paul Gascoigne, a 21-year-old midfielder, becomes the first £2 million footballer signed by a British club when he leaves Newcastle United and joins Tottenham Hotspur. God, I feel so straight. On the 18th of August, Ian Rush becomes the most expensive player to join a British club when he returns to Liverpool for £2.7 million after a year at Juventus in May.
Wow. Oh, gosh, you sounded very butch then, talking about football.
Honestly, but...
Paul Gascoigne, 21 years old, all that money.
Well, you see what happens to him, don't you?
The wheels quite easily can come off. You've got all that money, all that fame. Everyone's saying how brilliant you are. And you like a little bit of a drink, as any 21-year-old is entitled to. And, yes, Paul Gascoigne. Anyway, let's move on. Ugh, here she comes. Here she is, like the bloody ghost of Christmas past. On the 3rd of December, Health Minister Edwina Currie provokes outrage amongst suppliers of eggs by stating most of Britain's egg production is infected with salmonella bacteria, causing an immediate and lasting nationwide decrease in egg sales. She will resign as Health Minister on the 16th, so clung on by her fingernails for about 13 days, 2 weeks.
Well, then, you got to go, love.
You got to go. You can't be saying things like that.
You're the health minister. And fair enough, that's your job. But also, don't just decimate an entire industry by saying every single egg has got salmonella. What's that about? And finally, anyway, in some good news, especially good news for celebrity lovers, Hello magazine publishes its first UK edition on the 17th of May. Again, we're getting a little inkling of celebrity culture with Hello. Do you remember? Hello was posh people at this point, though, wasn't it?
It was posh people, and it was kind of roving reporters at who was at what party and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, polo matches and...
Tara Far.
People with double-barrelled surnames. Drinking champagne.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever feature in the society section of Hello?
I'm sure.
They don't like Northerners. They don't do Northern. There's a Northern version, it's called A Up.
Yeah.
We'll be in that.
Opening a new Greggs.
On the front cover, delicately hanging a bauble, a glass of sherry in hand.
Speaking of hanging bauble, I have to take the scarf off, I'm sweating. So that was 1988.
Very good.
Yeah, bit of a mixed year.
Shall we have a look at what was on the telly on Christmas Day in 1988?
Oh, let's have a look. I'm sure this is going to be a cracker.
last week was 1971, wasn't
Yes.
it? More Cambian Wise.
Yes, more Cambian wise. Yeah.
We read out the TV listings. I mean, we recognised a few, but
Yeah.
we weren't born then.
No, we weren't.
You were closer to being born than I was.
Yeah, still not born though. They haven't even been conceived.
No, not at this point. But 1988 is very much in our stratosphere, isn't it?
15 years old, 14 year high top trainers.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that.
Bros was around.
Yeah.
We watched 1988 Christmas Top of the Pops last night, didn't we?
We did. It will be on today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it will be on today.
Yeah. It's the circularity of life.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Would you like to go first? Do you want to
Okay.
do ITV? What was
I'll do-
ITV giving us on Christmas Day?
Okay, so let's start off. 9:25 a.m. Motormouth on Christmas Day. Was that like a pop magazine show?
I think it was a kids' show, yeah.
Was it? Fact-checking department.
I keep wanting to go motor map, but I'm not confusing that with run around.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I read. Okay, at 10 o'clock, The Little Troll Prince from 1987. It's an animation. Christmas morning for the kiddies on ITV. And then at 11 o'clock, boring again, Christmas morning worship from St. John's Church, Lensford, Hertfordshire. Never heard of it. Okay, number 12, Disney at Christmas, Mickey's Moving Day. And then at 12:15, The Great British Pop Machine, French and Saunders celebrate the rise of British pop music, featuring exclusive performances from right across the current pop music spectrum.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? French and Saunders. They're just starting then, of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
1:15, Mr. Magica, starring Stanley Baxter. Do you remember him?
He died yesterday.
Stanley Baxter died yesterday.
99. Yeah. Another circularity of life right there.
I
Yeah.
used to like Stanley Baxter.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Stanley
but-
Baxter.
Yeah, Stanley Baxter. Okay. Oh,
One for us.
one for us. 2:15, Bullseye Christmas Special starring Jim Bowen.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, we
yeah.
love it. Please refer back to our Bullseye episode.
No,
Right.
don't, because it's really early on.
It's really early on. We were a bit shit. I mean, some might say we haven't improved, but
They were lying.
yeah. So we segue from Jim Bowen to the Queen.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And then, 3, Christmas blind date.
With chinchilla slack.
Yeah. Refer back to our blind date episode, everybody.
Which you can listen to because
Yeah.
we're much better by that
yeah,
point.
we're all right then. Yeah. Okay.
So we've got Jim Bowen, the Queen, then Cilla Black. I mean,
know.
that's a triple, isn't it?
It's a proper triple,
Yeah.
isn't it? Proper 1988 there.
Wow.
Okay, at 4 o'clock, it's The Empire Strikes Back. So it's the first showing of the second chapter of the Star Wars trilogy.
God, that was made in 1980.
Yeah.
So it's taken 8 years for the premiere of this film. That's astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder
Amazing.
how much they paid for it.
Gosh.
ITV, probably quite a lot.
Gosh.
Okay, and then at 7:15, we've got Coronation Street. 7:45, 10 years of It'll Be Alright on the Night with Dennis Norden. I mean, you'd record that, wouldn't you, and skip through
Yeah.
the boring bits.
Yeah.
And then we've got 9:15, London's Burning, and then at 10:30, One More Audience with Dame Edna, who I absolutely adore.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because now, well, as we've seen, this year, they've got Bullseye in prime time, whereas here it's in the afternoon. I'm sure Blind Date would be prime time now, if
Yeah.
it was today. And you have got your hour and a half of drama of London's Burning, which is the big new ITV drama. I think that's an okay.
I think that's an okay one.
You've got a Corrie there as
Yes.
part of it.
Huh?
You've got a Save the Children Christmas music from the West End. That would have been switched off in my house, absolutely. Should we have a look at BBC One?
Yes, let's do it.
BBC One opens very early, 5 to 7 in the morning, with a thing called Now It's Christmas, which is basically seems to be a kids' magazine show until 10 o'clock. Wow, that's 3 hours.
Simon Parkin, do you remember him?
I do.
Presenting.
Andy Crane.
Yeah, Andy Crane presenting.
Yeah. Christmas Worship at 10. Christmas Morning with Noel.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Michael Aspel has gone, and now Noel Edmonds has got his place on Christmas Day telly. It's a charity knockout at 12:05.
Yes.
We refer you to our It's a War Knockout episode as well. At 1 o'clock, it's EastEnders.
Yes, an hour-long episode.
Yeah. 2 o'clock, Top of the Pops.
Yes.
Which we watched last
Yes,
night.
we didn't we? So who was on it? Bros.
Bros.
Yaz. Yeah. Fairground Attraction.
Yes.
Cliff Richard.
Richard.
Yes.
I can't remember. It's like a blur now.
I know.
Yeah.
We'd had a couple, hadn't we?
We had a couple.
Yeah.
And it was introduced by Bruno Brooks, Gary Davis and Anthea Turner.
Yes.
A simultaneous broadcast with Radio 1, which felt like the future at that point.
Of course.
We've got the Queen. Then we've got the premiere of Back to the Future at 3:10 in the afternoon. I mean, that was probably a big draw, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's only 3 years old, that movie. So
BBC probably.
got the cash, didn't they?
Yeah.
Only Fools and Horses have got a Christmas special. And then at 6:30 we have a Christmas celebration, which is Cliff Richard and Sally Magnuson hosting a special Songs of Praise family entertainment.
I mean, each to their own, but I mean, I'd rather shoot myself in the head than watch that.
Be playing with me, whatever I was playing with.
Willie.
On Christmas Day, have you no respect? 7:15, a special edition of Bread sitcom about Liz
Watching
Puddlins.
poor people.
Yes. 8:30, the Russ Abbott Christmas show.
Oh, look at that lineup.
Look
Les
at that
Dennis,
lineup.
Bernard Cribbins, Bella Emberg, Sherry Hewson. Oh, honestly.
Yeah, that goes on for a long time. The news, and then a film, a Western, Silverado, and then the Gospel according to St. Matthew, and then Carousel to close the evening off at 20 to 12.
I do like that the Gospel according to St. Matthew, in the listings it says, the Christmas story of the sequel to the birth of Christ from the second chapter of St. Matthew. Jesus, the sequel.
Yeah, Jesus Part 2. Second one's rubbish. First one was great.
Yeah.
So, some not surprises there. Some right familiar names, isn't there?
There is. But I mean, it is a pretty good lineup. It was better than the 1971 lineup.
Yes, it was. I think they seem to be making an effort now, don't they? Yeah. The films actually look quite good. You'd want to watch those films.
Okay, would you be Empire Strikes Back or Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
I think I'd be Back to the Future.
Yeah. I'm fairly sure because we've all got VHSs by this point, so I'm fairly sure we've seen both already.
Well, it's at this point that for Christmas you've probably got a pack of
Blank videotapes.
Blank videotapes, yes.
And I think at this point, every year my gran would get me the 2 new Doctor Who VHSs that had been released.
Really?
They were always my favourite present. I could see them, so I'd leave those till last to open them. And then I'd bang them straight on and sicken myself with them.
Would you kind of like stroke the cover and just like look at the design of the cover?
Yes.
That was back in the day before digital, when you actually got a physical thing to hold in your hand.
Yes. To caress. Yes. Take to bed.
Yeah.
And
Cuddle.
love. Yeah. I've still got, actually, the very first Doctor Who VHS, I've still got it. The rest have all gone, but it has a real special place.
Which one was it?
Revenge of the Cybermen, up to Tom Baker. And I absolutely ruined it one summer holidays because my project was, I'm going to write a novel of this. So I transcribed a script from the whole story. I had a typewriter. I was such a sport as a kid. I had a typewriter. Press the play, type the line, rewind it back, press the play. It took me fucking weeks to do it. And I had this script, a Doctor Who script.
Only child by any chance?
Yes! Me and Lassie the dog. Oh, she was K9, obviously, but not in that story. There, that was fun.
Yes.
Now, Christmas Day was actually the day of the new chart this year.
Was it?
Yes, it was. So, to be able to look at the chart?
Okay.
I'm very confident with this.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I think we're going to know a lot of these.
Now, can I just say,
yes,
I class music from pre-Like a Prayer to after Like a Prayer.
What year was Like a Prayer?
It was March 1989.
Ah, okay.
So I saw 1988 as a bit of a fallow period for pop music because there was no Madonna in it, because she was off busy gallivanting doing stage plays in New York at this point.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now, interestingly, before this Top of the Pops started last night on BBC4, you said it wasn't a very good year. And actually turned out to be quite a good year, I think. So that now I understand why you said that.
Yes.
Shallow bastard.
I was just thinking, this is all shit. Where's Madonna? Then she came back with Like a Prayer and All Was Forgiven.
Now, I've spoiled myself from number 1, so I will read number 20 and you can have the surprise of number 1.
Okay.
Even though we watched it on 12 Pops yesterday, doesn't matter. Yeah. Number 20, Enya. Evening Falls, the spectacular follow-up to Orinoco Flow that no one ever knows.
Okay, number 19, 9am, The Comfort Zone by London Beat.
Number 18, Aha! You Are the One.
Number 17, Fine Time, New Order. I think I'm reading it a bit anti-Eterna here.
I think you are. You're being affected with the ants.
Yeah. Who are you, Bruno?
Not be Liz Kirsch. No, not her. She's gone bagger. Number 16, Take Me to Your Heart by Rick Astley.
Number 15, Keeping the Dream Alive, Fry Heights. That was a good song.
I don't know it.
Well, it's a bit Christmassy.
Is it?
Yes. I'm not singing. I can't sing. Sorry.
Number 14, 4-letter word, Kim Wilde, your next door neighbour.
Yes, she lives around here. Not literally next door, but in the vicinity.
She does.
Yes, we often go Kim spotting.
Oh, I love Kim.
Never seen her.
No.
Okay, number 13, Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson. Let's gloss.
Number 12, Angel of Harlem, U2.
Number 11, Downtown 88 by Petula Clark.
This had a big resurgence in 1988, Downtown, because they used to play it. Philip Schofield played it, and from the Broom Cupboard, or was it Andy Crane? Anyway, whoever the Broom Cupboard presenter was before was Neighbours on at this point. But anyway, they played Downtown and resurrected Downtown, and it becomes a hit. I bought the single.
Really?
Loved it. But this is when I was getting into Sandy and Scylla and Lulu and Dusty, so it was right up that kind of vibe for me. So when everyone else is looking at Bros, I'm looking at Cilla Black.
Yeah, I was looking at Bros. Okay, number 10, actually, and number 9 when you read it out, both from the film Buster. Mm-hmm. Number 10, Two Hearts, Phil Collins.
And number 9, Loco and Acapulco by the Four Tops.
I'd quite like to go Loco in Acapulco.
I would as well.
Yeah.
I remember in Dynasty they had a couple of episodes where Joan had a house in Acapulco, as she used to call it. So, I'd like to go there.
Okay, number 8 is...
No, it's me. I'll do number 8. We've gone wrong again because you're going to do number 1. Yeah. I'll do number 8. You can do number 1.
Okay.
Number 8, Cat Amongst the Pigeons / Silent Night by Bros. And we saw Bros sing Silent Night at the end of that Top of the Pops.
We did.
Yeah.
He's got a really good voice.
Really good voice. Blue-eyed soul, they call it.
Little twinkling eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
Bad lipstick, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad lipstick.
Panto with lipstick last night.
I mean, I think they were trying to make him look a bit androgynous, but it just looked a bit wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. It was beautiful anyway.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, number 7, Buffalo Stance, Then a Cherry. Adored that song.
Classic.
Yeah, had the album Raw Like Sushi.
Yes. Did you?
Yeah, loved it.
Number 6, Good Life, Inner City, another great song.
Yes. At number 5, Burning Bridges, On and Off and On Again. That's the name of the song, by Status Quo.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, we love the Quo.
I'm sure I'd know that one if I heard it. Yes, Neighbours was a thing in 1988 because at number 4, suddenly, Angry Anderson, which of course was the theme tune used when Scott and Charlene got married in Neighbours.
Yeah.
And a huge amount of people watched in the UK.
Which we have talked about before, at the time was just this massive, huge event. Watch it now, it's a little bit shit.
I've got it down. It's absolutely terrible.
Like, right, we've got 4 hours to film this. Kylie's late in makeup. She's been delayed. Positions, please. Yeah. Put a camera on it, shoot it.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
There is that wonderful moment in Kath and Kim where Kylie comes as, is it Ebony Ray?
Yes, Ebony Ray.
Kim's daughter, and gets married and basically recreates the whole look, including the perm and the horrible frock. It's so good.
It's really good.
Kylie, come on the podcast, Kylie.
Oh, come on. If you've got a spare hour, come on the pod. Can you imagine if she called up? She went, I really like Problematic Gay. Going to come on.
Oh my God,
we'd wet our pants.
We would, Dave. If she just sat there, we'd be like, what's your favourite colour? Kind of do those icebreakers from last week. What's your favourite colour? Have you got any brothers or sisters? What's your star sign? But that would be it.
Would be no good, would we? Would be no good. Anyway, number 3, Crackers International EP by Erasure. There you go. Erasure riding high at this point.
Yeah. Number 2, there we are. Especially for you, Carly and Jason. There we go.
Yeah.
I hate that song. I bet it was huge, wasn't it?
It was huge. Yeah. Well, because it is Christmas Day, for some people listening to this, maybe we should reenact Kylie and Jason for our Insta and TikTok.
Oh my God.
Like, who's picking who up though and swinging them around? With my lower back issues, I don't know if I could do it.
Pin that. I'm not picking anymore.
Okay, so number 1.
Number 1. What could it be?
It's Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard. Silent Night. Holy Night.
I mean, we were talking about Cliff last night, weren't we? And God love him, but...
The Peter Pan of pop.
The Peter Pan of pop.
Yes.
And then you showed me that footage of him in concert.
There's some TikToks going around, ladies and gentlemen, which we don't endorse because you shouldn't laugh at old people. But he kind of does a semi-splits on stage. This is Cliff Richard as he is now, like approaching 90. Does a semi-split, goes down, but struggles to get back up again, which we were saying last night. Yeah. If we did that even now, at the age of 50, 51, we'd still struggle to get back up again.
Yeah, so good on you, Cliff.
Good on you, Cliff.
But there is a time when you can just say, do you know what? I could just stand and jiggle.
Yeah.
Or wave my hands in the air like I used to, and they'll still love it, You don't need to be putting your hip out for us anymore.
Learn a lesson from Madonna.
Yes.
She had to have a new hip.
She did?
Yeah.
I'm sure Cliff's got a new hip.
And now she does a lot of armography instead.
Yes, she did get the armography in.
Or she just gets hunky young dancers to lift her up and fling her around a bit.
Yes, exactly. But Cliff, as we were discussing, Cliff was the top of the calendars for many years, wasn't he? Until 2021. Cliff Richard was the biggest selling pop star calendar in the UK until 2021.
That's ridiculous.
And in 2021, he announced that he'll no longer be doing shirtless pics on his calendar.
Oh.
So he's 86 and says, no, I'm not getting my boobs out anymore, girls. No.
Well, do you know what? I'd take my hat off to Cliff.
So do I.
You know what
So
I
do
mean?
I was never a fan, but and I hated this song, and I hated his outfits and the way he used to dance.
The religious aspect. I mean, we're not particularly, well, we're not religious at all.
No.
Me and you. We're not knocking people who are,
No.
as long as you don't hate people for being gay or trans.
Yes.
But yeah, I just didn't get the whole Cliff Richard thing. No. Obviously, he's got huge fan base.
Yeah, huge.
And who are we to argue with that or dismiss it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I suppose you could argue that he's never been horrible about people, Cliff.
No.
He's always been nice. He's always been Mr. Wholesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's quite a lot of stories going to come out that way.
Legal department.
I've said nothing litigious at all. To the matter in hand, almost. Because Blackadder is an institution, we thought we might bring in a little bit of other Blackadder before we talk about A Christmas Carol. Is that right, Dave? So
yes, let's do it.
give us a bit of info about Blackadder in general.
So I will. So Blackadder is a series of 4 period British sitcoms, plus several one-off instalments, of which Blackadder's Christmas Carol is one of them. And the series originally aired on the BBC from 1983 to 1989, and all episodes starred Rowan Atkinson as Blackadder in various guises and Tony Robinson as Blackadder's servant Baldrick. Each series was set in a different historical period, with the 2 protagonists accompanied by a series of different characters. Several reappear in one series or another, including Tim McInerney as an incarnation of Percy and Darling, Stephen Fry as Melcher, and Hugh Laurie as George. And the first series was written by Atkinson and Richard Curtis, while the subsequent 3 series were written by Curtis and Ben Elton. In a 2001 poll by Channel 4, Edmund Blackadder was ranked the 3rd on their list of 100 greatest TV characters. In a 2004 poll to find Britain's best sitcom, Blackadder was voted the 2nd best sitcom of all time, topped by Only Fools and Horses. Atkinson has gone on to say that Blackadder was the least stressful of all his work due to the feeling of shared responsibility among a lot of really good actors. So let's just talk about each of the series in general. So series 1 is called The Blackadder, and it's set in the late 15th century, and it's kind of set in an alternate universe. What if Richard III had won the Battle of Bosworth?
Yes.
And then a fictitious king, Richard IV, took over. So in this series, Blackadder was portrayed as hapless rather than cunning. And in the next series, which is called Blackadder II, it's set in Elizabethan England during the reign of Queen Elizabeth, and he plays Lord Edmund Blackadder, and he kind of navigates the deadly politics of Queen Elizabeth's court and everything. It's got Miranda Richardson as Queenie, it's got Stephen Fry as Melcher, and Queen Elizabeth II, Miranda Richardson, is portrayed as just this really ditzy but deadly, unpredictable
spoilt brat, basically.
Spoilt brat, it's great. And then Patsy Byrne plays her kind of like lady in waiting and all that kind of thing, and it's good. And then Rick Mayall makes an appearance as Lord Flashheart.
Yes, yeah.
So that's great. And then Blackadder III, which was released in 1987, it's set in Regency England, early 19th century. And now Blackadder is an intelligent but downtrodden butler to the idiotic Prince Regent, played by Hugh Laurie, who was fantastic in that role, wasn't he? So that was that one. And then Blackadder Goes Forth, which I think imprinted in a lot of people's minds of our age. We kind of watched this. This is from 1989. This was set in World War I on the Western Front. The characters, including Blackadder and Baldrick, they're trapped in the trenches, aren't they? And it kind of highlights the ludicrous, pointless futility of war, ruled over by these insane generals, most notably Stephen Fry as Melchett, who is just crazy and sending all these people to the death. And obviously it includes that infamous scene right at the end of the series where all the soldiers go over the top and it's a slow motion thing and they're all mowed down, and it's even thinking about that now brings me out in goosebumps.
I'm getting shivers up my spine thinking about it as well.
Yeah.
And then the picture fades to a modern day field in Flanders, doesn't it, covered in the poppies, and it's just like, wow, it's so powerful.
It's the power of television.
Yeah, for a tiny little corner of a studio, they filmed that final sequence in. It's just astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, before we go on, I think we should address the big elephant in the room, which is this series, hugely popular, which beloved to both of us, was co-written by Richard Curtis.
Yes.
who also was the man behind Love Actually.
Indeed.
Which, if you want to cast your mind back to our Love Actually episode, we actually re-released it a few weeks ago, didn't we? Because it was such a popular episode where we basically took a machine gun and
like a field in Flanders, mowed it down.
Eviscerated this massive pile of shit, in our opinion, film.
Yeah.
So, isn't it strange? And obviously, Richard Curtis had a massive hand in comic relief as well.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? That kind of trajectory.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, he's obviously quite a divisive character.
Yeah.
Turns his hand to kind of different genres and stuff.
Yeah.
And when it's this is our opinion. When it's successful like this, it's brilliant. When it's not successful, in our opinion, it's completely and utterly shit.
But has also addressed some of the issues in Love Actually, which we talk about in our episode retroactively. So,
Okay, so that being said, we'll park that.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Blackadder's Christmas Carol, which is a one-off Christmas special from 1988?
Yes, so in this festive inversion of Dickens, the usually scheming Edmund Blackadder is reimagined as the kindest man in Victorian England. His relentless generosity, however, makes him a magnet for freeloaders. When the spirit of Christmas visits to congratulate him, the ghost accidentally shows Blackadder visions of how wonderfully successful, powerful, and gloriously selfish his ancestors and descendants became when they act like utter bastards. Inspired, Edmund wakes up transformed, not into a better man, but the most delightfully mean-spirited version of himself, ready to celebrate Christmas the Blackadder way, with sarcasm, cunning, and absolutely no charity for anyone. I mean,
what a great subversion this is.
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, it's based on A Christmas Carol, as so many things are at this time. So we get all the tropes of a Victorian Christmas. I thought it might be quite interesting at this point to bring in the original, as it were, because there's some feeling that Charles Dickens pretty much invents the modern Christmas when he publishes A Christmas Carol. And I think that's slightly over-egging it. But certainly, A Christmas Carol has been hugely influential on the way we celebrate Christmas today. It's first published in 1843, and in Britain, it wasn't a huge thing it's become today. Partly because industrialisation has just meant that it becomes less important because people have got to work. The bosses want you working on Christmas Day. The holiday exists. You might be lucky if you get a couple of hours off. And older traditions like feasting, bringing greenery into your house, charity and church going are long established, but it wasn't the centrepiece of the year. However, when A Christmas Carol comes out, what it does is it popularises the idea of the family-centred Christmas. Things like a cosy home, generosity and goodwill, children at the heart of the celebration. He revives older customs by making them fashionable again. Things like games, carols, charity are revitalised. He creates the moral spirit of a modern Christmas. Now, Dickens was very much the essence of the Victorian man, even though he's technically a Georgian man, because that's when he was born. And he's emblematic of that kind of Victorian idea of, he's very socially conscious. Is Dickens woke? He's certainly awake to the social inequalities of Victorian England and very much tries and rails against them. And in A Christmas Carol, of course, he talks about poverty and the terrible privation of people are forcing under. So Christmas becomes this idea of compassion, forgiveness, helping the poor is really a thing that A Christmas Carol brings. But also, you know, it's released at the same time. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert are popularising the Christmas tree, which Prince Albert imports from Germany. The first commercial Christmas cards appear the year A Christmas Carol is published. So the Victorians, with the help of A Christmas Carol, reshape Christmas into this kind of sentimental, domestic festival that we have today as a centrepiece. So it didn't create the modern Christmas, but certainly the publication of this novella, which becomes much loved, partly, I suspect, because it's one of Dickens' shorter ones and it's very economically written. Dickens is often paid by the word.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a bit longer. Very mellifluous language, you know, lots of words, lots of words, or because you pay by the word. But this is different. So it's an economically written little novella. So it's hugely important and influential. And I bet there are going to be 2 or 3 versions of it on TV at some point over the festive period. And of course, we know the best of those is Muppets Christmas Carol. So, of course, this Blackadder riffs on this completely, you know, and it's Ebenezer Scrooge. But in reverse, which I think is a delightful reversal of the usual narrative of redemption.
Yeah.
And,
I thought it was really nice to see Edmund Blackadder not snivelling, not cunning, not manipulative.
Yes.
Just enjoying the spirit of giving away, not giving to receive kind of vibe. But obviously it's up to the nth degree where you're kind of thinking, come on, stop being a sap.
Yes, because everyone just takes the piss.
Yes, so he gets several visitors, doesn't he? Including one of your faves.
Yes, his niece. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. His niece arrives, and she is played by Nicola Bryant, who was, of course, Doctor Who's companion, 1985-96, Perry. Lovely to see her playing a really obnoxious character.
Really, and I really thought, because I didn't recognise her at first. And I was like, I know her. And just to see her playing, well, an English person to start with, which obviously she had an American accent in Doctor Who. Yes. But really screechy, really irritating, really annoying, really horrendous laugh, hasn't she?
Yes.
And she's on the take.
They're all on the take.
Out for what she can get.
Yeah.
And then we get
Mrs. Scratchit.
Mrs. Scratchit, obviously a play on words, a really money-grabbing, waspish woman who's just on the take, isn't she? Just takes all his money.
Yes, yeah. So we get the Beagle and the three boys from the boys' school.
Yeah, listed as the enormous orphans.
Yes.
So they're from the orphanage, aren't they?
Yes,
But obviously they're the largest orphans you've ever seen, obviously hugely well-fed, etc. Not the scrawny waif you'd expect to see from an orphanage.
If you want to imagine the orphans, then one of them is played by Roland, friend of the pod, from Grange Hill. Yes. And they take the last bit of food he's got left. So basically, Edmund is so nice that he loses everything but he's happy with that, isn't he? Because he wants everyone to be happy. It's kind of riffing a bit, I suppose, on It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
When you forsake your own personal happiness for the happiness of everybody else. Yeah. Just to tie that in.
Yeah.
One thing I did love, though, is even though Edmund is nice, the relationship between him and Baldrick is still the same, but rather than Edmund just punching Baldrick or slapping about.
Or just being hugely derogatory towards him. He's just mildly derogatory towards him.
He's just very nice about it. Yeah. He gently is horrible to Baldrick, but he still gets, you get the idea that he loves Baldrick,
Yeah, and Baldrick is kind of warning him, isn't he?
Yes.
Kind of saying, are you sure you should be giving everything away? What about yourself? Why don't you keep something for yourself? And selfless Blackadder's like, no, other people's happiness is more important to me, etc. They lay it on with a trowel, don't they?
They really do. You also get a hint of the social commentary of this when Baldrick is talking about his local nativity scene, and they haven't got a baby Jesus because the infant died. So when child poverty is a terrible thing, life expectancy is very low for the working classes at this point. It's a little bit, oh God, this is also going on.
Yes. Now there is a cut being made to the original broadcast in regards to what you were talking about there. So most versions of this special have an edit of an early scene when Baldrick discusses a dog used as Jesus for the nativity play, and it removes one line when Baldrick says the dog would be nailed to a cross for a repeat Easter performance. So, I think that joke was deemed a little bit inappropriate.
I would be horrified if I heard that joke.
No.
And then we also get to meet Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, who follow in a long tradition of Blackadder subverting the idea of our royal families, and their skills and their particular attributes and how wonderful they are, because inevitably in Blackadder they're always portrayed as a bit stupid. Very stupid.
Yes, this is quite anti-royalist, this programme, in a little way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So that portrayed by Queen Victoria was Miriam Margolyes and Albert was Jim Broadbent.
Yes.
Who was portrayed very much as a hapless German, bit of a dope.
Yes. Queen Victoria's this kind of hornbag, just wants sex with Albert. Not far from the truth at all. There is an element of truth in all of these depictions of the royals.
They had a lot of children.
They did have a lot of children. Victoria famously hated being pregnant because it meant she couldn't have sex with Albert.
Right.
I think she writes in a diary or a letter, so I just can't wait to get this out so we can get back on the horse, Albert.
Oh,
she's a proper
saucy, what a little minx.
Minx.
Good for her.
Yeah, little minx.
So they come and visit Blackadder as well and take more money off him.
Yes.
But then he gets a visitation, doesn't he? He goes to bed on Christmas night, absolutely penniless, no turkey, no gifts, no money or anything, giving it all away, and then goes to bed and is visited
by the Christmas ghost.
Yes, there's only one. It's condensed, isn't it, into one ghost.
Yeah.
Robbie Coltrane. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. The ghost then shows him his ancestors. Of course, we don't get a flashback to the Blackadder because in the Blackadder, the first series, Blackadder is not the conniving, kind of studly, he's very much a simpering who only manages to succeed through accident rather than design, who isn't the guy who can slap Baldric around because he's a bit pathetic. So we go to Blackadder 2. I mean, Miranda Richardson, iconic, isn't she?
What a gift. I mean, talk about lifting words off a page and forming a character.
Yes.
That's just astounding, her work on Blackadder, I think.
Yes. So we have this lovely little thing where Elizabeth wants all the Christmas presents and they pull a cracker, don't they? And there's a little kind of miniature warrant of execution in there, which is quite a little funny gag. This is Elizabeth. And she's a brat and she gets what she wants and she's very spoilt. Shout out to Queenie.
Yes. Patsy Byrne.
Yes. Is it Queenie or Nurse?
Nursey.
Nursey, who is just, again, astonishing. What an amazing face Patsy Byrne has,
She didn't have to do much. She didn't have to say many things, but you're kind of drawn to her, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And it transpires that Edmund gets the better of Melchett, who tries to get the better of him. And so we see, because through a little switcheroo and being a bastard, Blackadder wins the day.
Yes.
So this is giving Edmund in Victorian times food for thought, isn't it?
To which the ghost kind of backtracks and says, oh, no, he's horrible. You don't want to be like that. But the seed is sown, isn't it, in good Blackadder?
Yes, absolutely. Then we flash back to Blackadder III, which is the Regency period. And again, we see Blackadder with Baldric plotting to basically get all of the Prince Regent's presents for himself. And the trick is Baldric will play an old beggar woman and will come in, and in an act of charity, the king will give Baldric his gifts. And of course, it turns out that a real woman comes in and steals everything. So Blackadder loses, but we still get the sense that if you're being a bastard, it's better than...
Yes.
I mean, again, the portrayal of George III as a simpleton, George IV is Prince Regent, it's great because what an arsehole that man was, really. One absolute dick, the Prince Regent was.
Why was he a dick?
Entitled, privileged, no concept of anything other than himself. He's the guy who builds the pavilion in Brighton, just his little weekend retreat.
Yeah.
Country's facing financial ruin, but he doesn't care. He wants all this money. He's really horrible.
Does that remind you of anyone?
I can name several people, actually.
I'm thinking Prince Andrew. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're not allowed to call him that anymore, are we?
No, it's Andrew Mountbatten.
And then we go to the future, don't we?
The future.
Which is a kind of a world we've not seen before in any of the Blackadders.
Yes,
Miranda Richardson is the queen of the universe / galaxy, etc. And we see two versions of what happens if Edmund is good.
Yes. So the first one, Edmund comes in as the buccaneer space pirate.
Yes.
Baldric is his slave next to him. And Blackadder basically kills his opponent and becomes ruler of the universe, doesn't he? Yeah. Shout out again to Nursey. Did you see this robot contraption they put her in?
Just the head poking out.
And also, how fucking great does Miranda Richardson look in that huge wig she's wearing and the outfit and the makeup? She just looks stunning.
And then we see a version, what would happen if Edmund remained good, and in walks Baldric as the leader
in the buccaneer outfit, space buccaneer outfit, and Blackadder's in his little...
Blackadder's the slave in his little codpiece with this hair, this wig on, the long flowing wig, and it just looks absolutely ridiculous, and he's subservient, he's a slave, nothing's gone right for Blackadder. So Blackadder in present day Victoriana with the ghost is presented with, as a lot of stories are, a choice to make. Is he going to follow the path of good virtue, or is he going to go down the dark slippery slope of being an absolute CUNT?
And hooray! He chooses the dark side.
And again, a reversal of expectations.
And it's an absolute joy. So then all the characters who come in at the start of the episode to take the piss now come in, and Blackadder basically gets the better of them. And it's an absolute joy to watch him.
He takes all his money back, he takes his turkey back, takes everything back. And then the little twist at the end is Queen Victoria comes in and says, "Oh, because we've heard you're such a virtuous person who likes giving things away, we're going to reward you with £50,000.
Yes.
And Blackadder just slams the door in their face. They don't, so ridiculous. You're not Queen Victoria.
Yeah. But in a way, like original A Christmas Carol, when Scrooge recognises the error of his ways, you're punching the air. It's the absolute reverse of this, but the feelings you get watching are still the same. You're punching the air. Thank God he's back.
Yes.
You know, and he's back, and with the choice put downs of Baldric, things like Baldric has the mental agility of a rabbit dropping, things like this, you know, which we used to quote verbatim in the playground. You know, it's just very, very good writing, isn't it?
It's great. It's great.
And yeah, so Blackadder
is an arsehole again.
Yeah.
Which, hooray.
Yeah.
That's the way we like it.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
then obviously a year later after this, I mean, they may even have been making Blackadder Goes Forth while they were doing this.
Yes.
So, and then we get the denouement of the Blackadder story in the trenches in World War One.
Yeah.
Where he is duplicitous, manipulative, but desperate.
Yes.
Desperate to get out of this hideous situation he's found himself in the trenches and stuff. So it's quite nice that in each series, the character develops, or is the situation around him motivates him to act in different ways, you know, but it's always just kind of get out of the scrape, get out of a pickle.
Yes. But I quite like the fact that even though the end of Blackadder Goes Forth is so heartbreaking, because we have seen the future, we know that Blackadder survives. So maybe there's some illegitimate child from some French lady or something who will go on. Yeah, Bob, who's from Blackadder too. Yeah. I mean, problematic elements? Not really. You could argue that the physical abuse of Baldric, but it's that kind of slapstick element which we see in the face slapping of Morecambe and Wise, the Basil Fawlty and Manuel relationship. I guess it's probably eased better because it's two men doing this. If it was a man slapping a woman around, obviously. But there's very little problematic element of this at all.
No, and in all comedy tropes, the best comedy, a la Steptoe and Son, absolutely fabulous, talked about it before, it's these two people who really don't like each other but can't seem to get away from each other.
Yes, by virtue of whatever, they're forced into a relationship, aren't they? So, absolutely.
I'm really not surprised that this was really easy gig for Rowan Atkinson, because the calibre of people he's working alongside, and actually you can see there's some kind of behind the scenes rehearsal footage of Blackadder with the likes of Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry, Tony Robinson, all rehearsing, all just knuckling down and bringing their own ideas and getting on with it and bouncing off each other. You can imagine just being in that environment where these actors are all at the top of their game, and it just translates, doesn't it, on screen?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's kind of timeless. Well, it's timeless in the story sense, but timeless in the comedy sense.
Yeah.
You know, you watch it today and the jokes are still as fresh and as funny as they were 30 years ago.
Yes.
So, yeah, really pleased that you
yes
suggested this to watch for our Christmas episode.
Yes. I really enjoyed it. Really fun, really good fun. So, with all that being said, what would you rate this out of 10?
I think I would rate it 9 comedy cod pieces out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Why would you give it the 9, not 10?
Well, I just think perfection is the ruination of good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yes, because I would give it 9 figgy puddings out of 10 as well. And I was trying to work out, why wouldn't I give it 10? Yeah. And I can't honestly put my finger on, but there was something that wasn't quite...
I felt... Okay, so if I'm going to be critical about anything, I felt as though, you know, the story was great. It was subversive. It had nice little twists. It had nice little comedy gags. But it felt to me like it could have been fuller. It just felt a tiny little bit thin. As many specials are, they've kind of said, oh, okay, we're going to commission this comedy special for you now. Go and write it. And I think if they'd had more time to spend on it, like they did with the main series and stuff, then it could have been tighter, the jokes.
Right.
But that's all.
Yes.
That's all. I'm not, that's not a criticism.
No, it's very close to a 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really nudging.
Yeah. Great watch. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is quite difficult to track down Blackadder's Christmas Carol. I think I watched it on Amazon, but I had to really delve deep. If we can post a link to it, we will.
Yes.
For our gazers. So now, what we're going to do now is go and eat our own body weight in chocolate, sink a few sherries, maybe watch The King, or maybe not. And then, obviously, we're going to have our little Betwixtmas, where we might issue a little problematic gazette to catch up with our gazers, to see what you're all up to, etc. But then, as tradition dictates, New Year's Day kind of vibe.
Yeah, I've got some special tickets for us, darling.
Have you?
Yeah, I have, for New Year's Eve.
Are we going away?
Yeah, we're going away.
Oh, where are we going?
I've booked us a cruise. Yeah, it's on a ship called the SS Poseidon.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
We're going to have an adventure for New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve party.
New Year's Eve party. Bring your best frock, love, because it's going to be huge. Honestly, what could possibly go wrong?
I've never been on a cruise before.
Neither have
not
I.
that kind of cruise anyway.
Neither have I. Got plenty of those, love. Yeah, so look forward to that.
And what year are we going back to?
1972. Ooh. Hot Pants a Go-Go, love.
Fabulous.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. So look forward to that, gazers. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, follow us at Podcast Gaze, GAZE, on our socials. Email us, theproblematicgaze@gmail.com, because we are opening our mailbag.
Yes, we are.
In our New Year retrospective before we go on the cruise, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We are. If you've liked what you've heard, please hit that follow button right now, because the follows really do help spread the word of the Problematic Gaze.
They do
and
indeed.
please refer all back to our back catalogue if in the betwixtmas. If you've had enough of your relatives, or just if you're on your own and you fancy a little bit of company with two puffs of a certain age, then just flick through our little back catalogue and there's plenty of episodes there for you to catch up on.
Indeed. I'm off to slam the door in the face of some carol singers who are doing my head in. What are you going to do?
I'm off round the village to spread some peace and goodwill to all men and hopefully get a glass of eggnog or sherry out of the neighbours.
Yeah, and maybe have an affair with one of the married husbands.
No, that's what you're doing. There's no eligible married husbands around this village, let me tell you. It's very Middle England.
Oh, yes. So, in the meantime, all that remains for us to do... Oh, hang on. Let me get my scarf back on and my clothes off. Is to wish all our gazers the very merriest of Christmases and the happiest of New Years. However you spend it, hope you have a lovely time.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Au reservoir.
Au reservoir.